Welcome everybody. Another edition of Cool Cars. I'm Steve, and today we're looking at a 1958 Chevrolet Delray. Now, this is one of those cars that I think if you had one back in the day, you know, maybe you were a little bit more upscale. I'm not sure, but I haven't seen very many of them around. And they're kind of a family car. You know, I don't know if you drive one of these to school. Maybe some of you guys have. I don't know. But it's a pretty nice car. This one has been in a garage for a long time. This is not original paint, but it's still a good, clean car, and I got to bring it to you. It might just jar a few memories. Now, I don't think that, you know, a car like this is going to make Hot Rod Magazine. But, you know, its purpose in life was not to race down the road or anything like that. Its purpose was to be a real good family car. And, you know, this one wasn't abused. You know, the kids were good to it. Yep, that is stylish. You know, back in the day, it just seems like things were just stylish. You know, we look at our new modern dashes and we take them for granted. I think, you know, with the plastic and the electronic gauges. These ones here were meant to look good. Let's take a look at the back end of this. You know, some of the chrome's got a few little dents here. I think if you're really serious about a car like this, you know, back in the day, all this stuff was stainless. Really easy just to lightly pound that out, you sand it, buff it, and she's perfect again. You know, good old bumper like that. Doesn't need any chrome. It's still in great shape. This part here has been repainted here, but I think that's probably painted anyway. I'm not sure, but that bumper is beautiful. Badging is nice. Now that's some sporting tail lights. I haven't seen tail lights like that for, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. And 58, you can kind of see that, see how they pop out? Let's just get a little closer look there. Now this is 58, but that's kind of got some Cadillac stylish to it. I like it. Somebody was thinking. Check this out. Here's where your fuel filler is, right there. And how they've incorporated this into that body line there, kept it out of the way. You know, you're not going to spill down the side of your car. I really like that. First time I've ever seen anything like that. Now I know the 57 Chevrolets, you know, the light would flip out. Cool. So, just looking at the body lines on this, you know, we got some good gapping. The door could be adjusted a little bit on here, but for the most part, this is in pretty nice shape. Now, a car like this, if you were to buy one and do all the work, bring it up to this level, you're looking at a lot of money. And if you're happy with just a pretty basic paint job, you know, like this one here isn't cut and polish, buying something like this is going to save you a lot of money. A car like this isn't really that expensive, and you know what? I think if you lowered this down, you could actually be cool in it. It's actually a pretty neat car. I know it doesn't scream Impala, but it's still all right. Check out the mirrors up here, the sport mirrors. You know, that's way better than up here, but they are a little harder to see out of. Check out this front end. Now, I don't know where this this one here stands when it comes to, you know, stylish, mid-class, you know, expensive, or anything like that. But if I'm looking at this front end, I'm seeing all this chrome. We got the chrome grille here, chrome up here, and you know, this almost screams Cadillac. When you've got a lot of chrome on there, that usually means it's a little bit more of an expensive vehicle. So somebody out there will tell me, you know, where this one kind of sits. Whether, you know, they made a better model of this, or is this, you know, kind of a midline model. But with all this chrome, I have to think that this is an upper model. So if you look here, like I was saying, this looks kind of Cadillac-ish. Once again, we got the bullet, you know, light covers here. Got the dual lights up here. And I've always been a real big fan of the dual lights. You know, even the GTOs, I like the ones that were dual headlights stacked. You know, the earlier ones. And of course, you know, you got, instead of one tail light or marker lights, you got two on each side. That's kind of stylish. I don't know, I kind of like it. Chrome is always one of my big things. I really, really like chrome. The only problem with it is if you're doing a car like this, you know, you better have some good dollars, because re-chroming these bumpers is not cheap anymore. Now, if I'm taking a look at this grille, you know, you're buying a vehicle like this, and you know, this grille has been hit by a rock and it's damaged. You know what? You're never going to replace this grille. To find another one, man, that's got to be tough. But this one is in perfect shape. Looks really, really good. Alright, let's look at the inside here now. Now the seat's been recovered. We got some sort of vinyl here, fabric there. It's okay. It's not, I don't think it's original. On the sides of the doors, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can a little bit. That could have been done a little bit nicer. We got some basement carpet in there. I think if it was mine, wheel that out. But look at that dash. Nothing screams cool more than that dash. You know, they've got just a little different. The dash has been painted kind of gray, and the contrast is beautiful with this color. This does look like it's original, this blue. Yeah, I think you're driving one of these, you just brought it home from the dealer, and you're looking at that dash every day. I think you're going to be pretty damn proud. And you can just see it's got, you know, some chrome in there. You know, they knew how to style things up. And when did they give up on steering wheels? That is beautiful. One thing I noticed with this dash is you can see everything. You know, the steering wheel is big enough that, you know, there's nothing obscuring the speedometer or the temp, fuel gauge. Fairly basic, you know, you don't have an amp gauge or anything like that. There might be a little dummy light somewhere. But on there it says 66,883 miles. And original radio. I really appreciate it when people leave the original radio. If you're going to put something else in there, build a console or something like that, but don't butcher your dash. That looks pretty cool. There's where your temperature and fan controls are, and that kind of keeps everything out of the way. Alright, what do we got here? Everyone had to have an ashtray back then. That's interesting. That's where your lighter is, in the dash. Sometimes, most of the time, they'd have it down in here somewhere. Cool. I like that. Somebody did add some speakers down below, but if you can see up top, see if we can get in a little closer, you can see a speaker up at the top. Everything was mono back then. Didn't need to have two speakers. Just take a look down there, right there on the corner, along the side, your high beams. Boy, that's tucked away on the side. Now this is one thing that I think shines in this car, and this is the headliner. This thing is in absolute perfect shape. And you know how those, you get into an old car and you get that old car smell? It doesn't have that. Dome light. I think that's original. But it's hard to say. There's been upholstered in here, so that could be new. Lots of room in the back for the kids. I think we just got an extra spare tire in there. They're all wrapped up in plastic, so it's not going to hurt nothing. Yeah, no video screen though. Okay. That's the easiest hood I've ever opened in my life. You just put your hand right there, the latch is right there. Done. No messing around. Back in the day, they used to put, if you want to cool your beer off, you can just stick it down in here, you got so much room. Alright, this guy's got a little 283 in here, and that was a pretty good engine back in the day. Now, you're not going to the track with this car unless you're going there to watch somebody else race. But one of the things on the Chevrolets, they always had their alternator on the driver's side. And in about 1970, they switched it and put it over here on the passenger side. Not sure why, but you can see that it's got the power brakes. It's always a good thing. It has power steering. You know, this was a pretty high-class car back in the day. Very nice. Needs a bit of a wash job in here, but minor. That's a pretty smooth running engine. And the thing is, when you're buying something like this, always look out the tailpipe. No blue smoke on this one. Well, I definitely think that this qualifies as a cool car. You know, I know it's your family car. It's got 4 doors and it's, you know, big and bulky. But there's not very many of these out there anymore. Most of these all ended up in the crusher somewhere because they just weren't popular. You know, it doesn't have a great big 440 in it or something, and, you know, you're not going to race it. But some young lad buys this, puts a lowering kit in it. This car will be cool again. But I think it's just fun to just drive around in something like this. Wouldn't bother me any. Let me know what you think. Does it qualify as a cool car? Until next time, thanks for watching.